Welcome to Ratio. We are here to improve our skills in the legal reasoning section of CLAT. The way we are going about it is to look at past year questions of legal reasoning in CLAT, which are based on the pattern that is currently prevalent. The currently prevalent pattern in CLAT for legal reasoning is that a passage is given on the basis of which questions are asked. So you first have to read the passage and then answer the questions. So let's look at one of the passages from CLAT 2020. Tension prevailed in the Jawahar area and Palghar district after three Mumbai residents traveling in a Ford EcoSport to Silvassa were allegedly lynched late on Thursday night. Lynched means killed by a mob. The Kasa police said that the incident occurred near Gadak Chinchile village under their jurisdiction. Information received by us indicates that the three occupants of the SUV hailed from Kandivali in Mumbai and were going to attend a funeral in Silvassa. Superintendent of Police Gaurav Singh, Palghar Police said. A large mob of villagers surrounded the car within a matter of minutes and started attacking it with sticks, iron rods, and their bare hands, leading to the death of all three occupants. One of our patrolling vehicles later spotted the severely injured trio lying on the road and stopped to find out the matter. However, our team was also attacked by the mob and the vehicle pelted with stones. Our personnel had to flee and were unable to rescue the victims, an officer with the Kasa police said. A wireless alert was sent out apprising all police stations and units of the incident, following which reinforcements were sent to the village and a combing operation was undertaken. Prima facie information indicates that the trio were mistaken for thieves and attacked. The villagers were on edge due to the ongoing lockdown. Please remember, this is from during the COVID lockdown period. Villagers were on edge due to the ongoing lockdown and unavailability of essential supplies. For the past few days, several rumors have been doing the rounds on social media about thieves and dacoits targeting villages on the highway. As a result, villagers have been patrolling the highway and stopping late-night travelers on suspicion. Now look, usually when we read the passages, we try to synthesize and summarize in our mind what are the legal points given in the passage. In this paragraph, in the entire passage, no legal argument has been made. No information has been provided about any law. So this passage is about a fact situation. And now the questions may ask us about laws. So we have to keep in mind that this passage as a whole does not mention any law, which is rare in CLAT. So first, which of the following statements given below justifies criminalization of mob lynching? Now, does the passage mention criminalization of mob lynching? No. So we have to apply our own logic to answer this question. So which of the following statements given below justifies the criminalization of mob lynching? In a democracy, the actual power rests with the people and their actions cannot be penalized by the state. This point, A, is not justifying criminalization. It is justifying mob lynching. So answer is incorrect. A is incorrect. There is no law in India which specifically prohibits mob lynching and therefore it isn't justified. It is a justified act of the people. Again, this is justifying mob lynching. This is not justifying criminalization. So B is also incorrect. It is impossible to punish the wrongdoer of mob lynching. This is again justifying mob lynching, not justifying its criminalization. Violence cannot be a tool to implement the will of the majority and such actions are failure of the state. That is a reason for criminalizing mob lynching. That violence cannot be the will of the people. Violent people should not be able to use violence to implement their will. That is the reason why mob lynching should be criminalized. So answer would be D. Which of the following statement justifies criminalization of mob lynching as a distinct offense from murder? Now look, lynching also involves killing and murder also involves killing. So our question is asking, why should lynching be treated differently than murder? Because both of them involve killing. So why should one be treated different from the other? So look, A, murder is committed by a single individual or a group, but mob lynching involves a large group of individuals. That is correct. So that is one reason why mob lynching is different than murder. Murder may be committed by only one person, but mob lynching can only be committed by many people together, acting together. That is a mob. Second, when violence is committed by a mob, it creates a situation of terror and anarchy having a potential to disturb the public peace for a longer period. Now again, this differentiates it from murder. It differentiates mob lynching from murder because mob lynching creates a general sense of unease or disturbs the public peace for a longer period than just one murder. So mob lynching should be penalized differently. So A is also correct, B is also correct, which means the answer is most likely going to be D. Let us just quickly look at C and make sure. Mob lynching is an offense which supports the idea of might is right and cannot be accepted in a democratic society. This is also correct. So if you think about it, C is the same as question 86. Question 86 answer was D, that violence should not be a tool to implement the will of the mighty. Here also it is saying the same thing. So the answer will be D. The above passage states about the existence of rumors in the area regarding the thieves and dacoits robbing the villagers or committing child lifting. In light of this proposition, which of the following statements is correct? The villagers should not be punished. Look, immediately your mind should go to the conclusion that the villagers should be punished. Irrespective of rumors, they have no right to punish people. So, if when you read the villagers should not be punished, you should stop reading that option. You stop reading that option. The reasoning does not matter because the conclusion is wrong. Now let's look at option B. The villagers should be punished as they do not have any right to punish any person unless he is an offender. Now, here the conclusion is correct that the villagers should be punished, but the reasoning is incorrect that they do not have any right to punish any person unless he is an offender. This indicates that if someone is an offender, then the villagers will have a right to punish. But that is wrong. The right to punish vests only with the state. Therefore, the answer will be C. The villagers should be punished as no individual in the country is entitled to take law in his own hand and punish the wrongdoer. So the answer will be C. Let's just quickly check that D is incorrect. The villagers should not be punished. Again, the conclusion is incorrect. So we will look at only option C. In the light of the above passage, which of the following incidents of mob violence would be justified? Look, immediately your mind should go, no incident of mob violence can be justified. Immediately your mind should go to D. If you are having a time crunch, you should not even read ABC, you should simply mark D because no incident of mob lynching is justified. But we'll still look at ABC and let us eliminate them systematically because here we are studying and not attempting the actual question paper. So if we are studying, let's eliminate them systematically. A group of people committing violence against people who are selling meat of an animal considered to be sacred under their religious belief. In that case, will mob lynching be justified? No, won't be justified. The residents of a boys' hostel caught a drug peddler selling drugs in their hostel and killed him by beating. Will that be justified? No. The villagers injured a woman by pelting stone on her, considering her to be witch. Will that be justified? No. Because the law cannot be taken in people's hands. The law has to be implemented just by the state. Let's look at question 90. Assertion. The assertion is mob lynching can be justified only in circumstances when these religious sentiments or feelings of a large group of people is associated. This assertion is incorrect. Because this assertion is saying mob lynching can be justified. That is incorrect. Mob lynching cannot be justified at all. So option A and option B are automatically incorrect. Now let's look at the reason. Religious sentiments and feelings are of paramount consideration for the state and should not be interfered with. Also incorrect. They are not paramount. They can be interfered with. If anything religious involves violence, then the state will not tolerate it. So both A and R are incorrect. The assertion is also incorrect and the reasoning is also incorrect. I hope everyone has been able to understand this. This was a slightly unique passage in CLAT because no law was mentioned in CLAT in the passage, and questions were asked based on your opinion on mob lynching, and your opinion should have been, look, mob lynching is not allowed at all. So I hope everyone has understood. Thank you.